The Mind is the Standard of the Man by Hiram Peck McKnight. Read for LibriVox.org by Enkel. In chains and shackles closely bound, they say I am a prisoner, although in this small cell I'm found. A prisoner I am not. The door is made of iron bars, the lock is large and strong, but my mind soars free up to the stars, as if I'd done no wrong. The mind of man is ever free, by nature's law itself, while this wicked wretch's corpus may be laid upon the shelf. What of this wretched body? What care we for this hand? But there's one thing safe to wager on, that mind's the standard of the man. They may chain me fast unto the rock, and bind both hands and feet. They may keep me far off in the dark, where friends I cannot meet. They may call me vile and wicked wretch, and murderer and thief. They may say I am an infidel, and steeped in unbelief. They may say I'm false and awful bad, and lend not a helping hand. They may sow the seed north, east, south, west, far, far throughout the land. They may go right on with falsity, and it published like a ban. But there's one thing safe to wager on, that mind's the standard of the man. If the mind was easy to be read, and another for to see, there would prisoner after prisoner immediately be set free. If conscience was as easy known as another's words to hear, there would not be half so many men that society would fear. But what do people think or care, what's in another's brain, so long as they can all conceal the evil in their frame? There are a few who secretly do not conceal their sham, but there's one thing safe to wager on, that mind's the standard of the man. If every one was now compelled to show life in true attire, they'd cause the picture to be marred and cast into the fire. They'd blush with shame to bring to light black spots upon their life. They kick and squirm and twist about, and fight it with a strife. Where is the man on this vile earth but what has done some wrong, and in his mind's concealed it, though it stings him like a thong? There ne'er was one except the Christ, who'd be perfect in the land. But there's one thing safe to wager on, that mind's the standard of the man. What if all conscience could be searched clear through with cathode rays? How many would cheerfully submit, who'd reached their manhood days? It might not be the blackest crime known to the criminal code, but can it be sufficiently white to call it very good? It may not be so good nor bad nor good indeed, but is it plenty good enough as a standard for a creed? You may keep it hid in an airtight box with psychological band, then you see 'tis safe to wager that mind's the standard of the man. So long as minds cannot be seen and pictured to the folk, so long there'll be deceitfulness played by the earthly crook. The modern Shylock now who craves the sentence of the court is just the man who many times society he has hurt. He stands aloof from other folk, and cries with a loud voice, "Down, down with evil and all crime! Arise, my friends, rejoice!" But turn on him the cathode rays, and search him if you can. They'll be convinced, beyond a doubt, that mind's the standard of the man. There's many a man who's been misjudged, and met his doom and fate, and the truth thereof could ne'er be learned until it was too late. If cathode rays could have been used, and falsehood put to flight, there's many a false and trumped up charge would be knocked clear out of sight. If the mind of man could only be, with this mysterious light, just brought out plain on canvas, in colours clear and bright, it would spread the truth both far and near, just like a marriage ban, that the rule ordained by nature is, that mind's the standard of the man. Now when with cathode rays supplied, you start out for a search, just drop around some Sabbath morn and peep into a church. If one bold deacon on his breast wears a diamond bright and clear, just shoot cathode across his pate, and see what's buried there. Then up into the pulpit, where the priests all devils dare, and dart the rays around about, and see what's buried there. Then to the courtroom wend your way, to where the judges ran. Then bet your bottom dollar that mind's the standard of the man. Then down into our Congress halls, make a dash both bold and free, and shoot cathode right through them all, and see what you can see. Then back into the halls of state, and catch them one and all, and learn yourself, beyond a doubt, how many are there to fall. Don't be surprised if now you find most foul and blackened crimes, because they're plotting for the gold, no matter what the times. Try and discover then and there the gold bonds if you can, and remember what is true is truth, that mind's the standard of the man. Then when you're done with the outside world and all of Congress halls, return to me and take a walk within these dismal walls. I'll show you men who represent each county in the state. They're all accused of crime, you know, and sentenced to their fate. But don't be hasty now to judge these men you see about, for cathode rays right through their skulls, and you may find it out. Courts, lawyers, and prejudiced jurors will convict if they can, but there's one thing safe to wager on, that minds the standard of the man. In here you'll find there's many a mind as free from sin and crime as congressmen and senators who've been there a long time. Some of these men in here, you see, they got a little tight, and broke into a chicken coop because 'twas in the night. Some men you see as you walk with me down through these halls so dreary, have on bended knee prayed to be free until life's become weary. They have no money, neither friends, because they're far behind the van, but still 'tis safe to wager that mine's the standard of the man. And now because my enemies have chained me tight and fast, and cruel, heartless, brutal curs would hold me to the last, look here, I'll freely now submit, turn on your cathode rays, and learn, if now 'tis not too late, the evil of my ways. Now go up to that old bribe judge and prosecutor too, and bring their conscience here by mine, and search all through and through. Look sharp, and now compare their minds with this one if you can, and then apply the golden rule that mine's the standard of the man. O men of science, if you can, employ the cathode rays, to take the place of jurymen in those our latter days. Let not a man upon the bench to judge another's fate, until to cathode he's been sent, to search beneath his pate. If then you see his mind is free from prejudice and crime, and he'll give us all fair justice, let him sit there all the time. But if upon the other hand he won't although he can, then cut him out with the golden rule that mine's the standard of the man. How can you then a prisoner make, when his mind's as free as space? You may chain his feet and hands and neck, and tightly bind his face. Do what you please, and as you please, you cannot help but see that man is man where'er he be, because his mind is free. His mind may roam back to his home, you cannot tie it down, and folk may look and scoff and scowl and always wear a frown, but when of him they a prisoner make, the mind they never can, 'cause God ordained the golden rule that mine's the standard of the man. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.